We are now live through our DPWH District Engineering Office, Davao del Sur YouTube channel. To all back members, DPWH members, back secretariat, interested leaders, observers, and viewers, good morning. Our procurement proceedings for today is a pre-bid conference for civil works. The pre-bid conference will now come to order. The prayer led by Engineer Aligoy.
Guidance and support. Father, grant us the ability to communicate effectively, listen attentively, and ask insightful questions. May our discussions be productive and lead to a successful procurement process that benefits all stakeholders. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Salamat, Kim. Once again, our activity for today is a pre-bid conference for civil works. The 26 LD 0007, construction of multi-purpose building, Gymnasium, Barangay Inawayan, Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur. EBC 7,920,000 pesos. Contract duration 105 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0068, construction of road from Barangay Santo Niño to Barangay Marber, Station 0 plus 000 to Station 0 plus 578.494, Site 1. Station 0 plus 000 to Station 1 plus 144.54, Site 2. Station 0 plus 00 to Station 0 plus 742.24, Site 3, Bansalan, Davao del Sur. EBC 47,100,760 pesos. Contract duration 164 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0069, construction of road from Barangay Tinuntungan to Barangay Sibayan, Station 0 plus 000 to Station 4 plus 100, Bansalan, Davao del Sur. EBC 78,220,005 pesos. Contract duration 104 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0070, construction of road Barangay Asbang to Asinan, Matanao, Davao del Sur. EBC 53,075,000 pesos. Contract duration 260 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0152, construction of multi-purpose building, Gymnasium, Barangay Bunot, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur. EBC 7,920,000 pesos. Contract duration 105 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0160, construction of multi-purpose building, covered court, Barangay Malabang, Hagonoy, Davao del Sur. EBC 7,920,000 pesos. EBC, contract duration 105 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0164, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Santo Niño, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur. EBC 4,950,000 pesos. Contract duration 90 calendar days. Next is 26 LD 0165, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Bonifacio, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur. EBC 4,950,000 pesos. Contract duration 90 calendar days. May I request the Head of Secretariat, Engineer Rebecca Giswela, to conduct a roll call and acknowledge the interested bidders and observers.
Once again, good morning. I would like to acknowledge the back members, DPWH members, back secretariat, observers, viewers for the pre-bid conference for civil works. Engineer Daisy Caniban, Engineer Miss Aisel Carla P. Uyaw, Engineer Rialin D. Santos, Engineer Achilles Ray Army Bulos, Engineer Ace Mariano Lucero Jr., Engineer Teres Osa, Engineer Arbilin S. Bunyo, Engineer Roy L. Cansancio, Engineer Annie Loren F. Diamante, Engineer Kinsey Marie G. Aligway, Engineer Lois Claire T. Villa, and Miss Lucrecia Oref Bukong. That's all, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, we issue notice of servers dated March 18, 2026 to Honorable John Tracy Cagas, Congressman Davao del Sur, to CUA Audit Team, Mr. Eric A. Himelga, State Auditor, Mr. Wilfredo L. Dicina, President, Philippine Constructors Association Incorporated, the Director, National Constructors Association of the Philippines Incorporated, to Mr. Carlo Imbatalla, President and Chairman, Crime and Corruption Watch, CCW International Incorporated, to Honorable Jose Nelson Z. Sala Senior, Municipal Mayor, Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Edwin G. Reyes, Municipal Mayor, Bansalan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Eric Agbon, Municipal Mayor, Matanao, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Carl Jason Rama, Municipal Mayor, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Jesus Isdurisa Jr., Municipal Mayor, Hagunoy, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Danilo A. Bakyal, Punong Barangay, Inawayan, Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Macedonio G. Local Jr., Punong Barangay, Santo Niño, Bansalan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Alejandro D. Mainit, Punong Barangay, Marber, Bansalan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Simeon C. Puzon Jr., Punong Barangay, Tinuntungan, Bansalan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Jimmy L. Cabanas, Punong Barangay, Sibayan, Bansalan, Davao del Sur, Honorable David R. Yang Jr., Punong Barangay, Asinan, Matanao, Davao del Sur, Honorable Leon G. Panerio, Punong Barangay, Bunot, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Alberto M. Guzman, Punong Barangay, Santo Niño, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, to Honorable Mercedita C. Luon, Punong Barangay, Bonifacio, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, and Honorable Christy to R. Iliaga Jr., Punong Barangay, Malabang, Hagunoy, Davao del Sur. That's all, Madam Chair. Also, we have Sisinio R. Arellano, Barangay Captain, Santo Niño, and Edwin P. Loon, Barangay Bonifacio, Bansalan, Davao del Sur. That's all, Madam Chair.
Since majority of BAC members are present here, I declare the private conference for civil works is in quorum. Please proceed to agenda number 1A, the BC contract data including contract description, EBC, and duration to be discussed by the planning and design section by Engineer Barry Apitan for Cruz and Architect Armel for building.
Good morning, Madam Chair, all my colleagues and visitors. I'm Barry Apitan to discuss the three roads project, 26 LD 0068, 26 LD 0069, and 26 LD 0070. First, the ID number 26 LD 0068, the project name, construction of road from Barangay Santo Niño to Barangay Marber, station 0+00 to station 0+578.491, site 1, station 0+000 to station 1+144.54, site 2, station 0+000 to station 0+742.24, site 3, Bansalan, Davao del Sur, with a BC amount of 47,100,760 pesos. The draft duration 64 calendar days. Source of fund FY 2026 General Appropriation Act RA 12314. Share the screen the location sa itong project sa Barangay Santo Niño at one out, katong color blue, doon sa may ubos sa Barangay Santo Niño. And katong Santo, color pink, katong pasulod sa Barangay sa may eskwelahan. Ang side 3 na to, kung sa may babaw naman na to, katong sa Marber. Scope of work, undertake existing gravel road, a width of 6.1 meters or 3.05 meters both sides, and thickness of the pavement is 115 thick, and a shoulder width of 1.5 meters both sides. Station sa PCCP, beginning at station 00 o station 050 plus 578.494 or 578.494 meters or 1.16 lane kilometers at site 1. Next, sa site 2, station at 0 plus 00 to station 1 plus 144.54. Length of 1,124.24 meters or 2.24 lane kilometers at site 2. Next, for the site 3, beginning sa itong CCP at station 00 to station 0 plus 742.24. A length of 742.24 meters or 1.48 lane kilometer. At total length sa ito PCCP is 2,465.274 meters or 4.83 lane kilometer. Next, scheduling sa ito paved shoulder na thickness of 115 thick o ang width na yan is 1.5 meters thick. Show the screen the schedule sa ito ang paved shoulder, length, width, area o via remarks kung slope protection o rectangular canal. Another scope of work, installation of reinforced concrete 5 culverts using class 4. Total quantity sa itong culvert is 205 linear meter. Showing the screen the longer section of RCPC using type S1 hillwood. Next, there's stone masonry cuts basin using stone masonry. Quantity niya is 3.692 cubic meter. Showing the screen the typical sa itong cuts basin and OBM dimension. Next, showing the head walls using stone masonry using S-type. Quantity is 120.43 cubic meters. So this screen the typical sa itong stone masonry. Next, schedule sa itong RCPC. Sa site 1, post drainage, remove existing damaged RCPC, 610 mm diameter by 20. Replace one new line 910 mm by 73 diameter. Next, sa site 2, remove existing damaged RCPC, one line 610 mm by 16 diameter, and remove existing damaged RCPC, one line for 460 mm by 11. So, ang repolling niya is replace one line 910 mm by 49 linear meter. So, tanan sa site 2, 49 meter at RCPC. Next, sa site 3, remove existing damaged RCPC, one line 910 mm by 7 linear meter. Next, remove existing damaged RCPC, one line 910 mm by 30 linear meter. And remove existing damaged RCPC, one line 1,220 mm RCPC by 7 linear meter, and replace one line 110 mm diameter by 72 linear meter sa site 3. There is installation of rectangular concrete line canal. Concrete niya is 3,000 PSI, and reinforcing steel is grade 40. Total length sa tuwang line canal is 400 linear meter o nasa foundation fill nga 0.1 meters. Ang location sa tuwang line canal at station 0 plus 560 o station 0 plus 100, 140 meters sa left side sa site 2 na siya. Next, at station 0 plus 220 o station 0 plus 320, 100 meters left side sa site 3. Next, at station 0 plus 540 to station 0 plus 700, 160 meters right side sa site 2. Next, you're in the screen, the typical details sa rectangular concrete line canal. Ang width niya is 0.8 8 meters and a height of 0.9. Thickness at network na is 0.15 meters both sides. So yung screen natin pagkakita sa tawang vinegar, pag-like ko na. Next, there's installation of reinforced concrete box culvert, RCBC. Ang concrete na ito gamiton is 4,000 PSI. O ang 16 mm diameter pataas is use grade 60. Ang 12 mm diameter and below use grade 40. So ito ang grabe lang sa itong box culvert use cast aggregates. Then ito ang CBC na gravel beading na 200 mm thick, 15 mm thick lean concrete using glass B. Install double barrel reinforced concrete box culvert or RCBC at station 0 plus 510.69 sa site 2 with apron slab and wing wall both sides. Ang span sa tuwang, clear span sa tuwang box culvert is 3 meters. Ang clear head is 3 meters. Ang length na is 9.1 meters. Ang thickness of 0.3 meters. There's also installation slope protection using grouted riprap class A. Ang quantity niya, total quantity is 130.01 cubic meter. Katulad sa itong slope protection is, ang width niya is 0.4, ang height niya is 0.6 meters. O ang nasa 100 mm diameter PVC whip hose, tagal niya 2000 mm on center staggered. Ang height niya is 500 mm. Ang atong PVC whip hose nasa filter cloth or wrap soft cloth tied at the inner end of whip hose. So yung screen na dito sa itong whip hose o sa cut of wall. Another scope of work, install road safety, computerized pavement marking, color white for the center line and edge line. Ang area na is 616.32 square meter. Another scope of work, install metal guardrail metal beam including post single W beam, metal beam in piece using ball nose. Ang quantity niya is 125 linear meter. Pag ato ang bonus is 12. So that's only for the 26 LD 0068. Next project with the contract ID number 26 LD 0069. The project name construction of road from Barangay Tinuntungan to Barangay Sibayan, station 0 plus 000 to station 4 plus 100. Bansalan, Davao del Sur. It is the amount of 17,220,205 pesos. Contract duration, 204 calendar days. Source of fund, FY 26 to Operation Act, RA 12314. Location sa itong project, Barangay Tinuntungan o Barangay Sibayan. Atong project is kanang color pink or magenta. Scope of work, ang building is 16 grabe road, a weight of 5 meters or 2.5 meters both sides, pavement thickness of 250 with a shoulder weight of 1.5 meters both sides. Ang beginning sa itong PCCP at station 00 to ang end niya is at station 4 plus 100. Length is 4,100 meters or 8.28 kilometers. There's also a paved shoulder, a weight of 1.5 meters and a thickness of 150 mm. Ang location sa itong paved shoulder, beginning at station 0 plus 887.33. So station 0 plus 940. Length up to 3.07 meters, left side. Next paved shoulder, station 0 plus 887.33 to station 1 plus 100. Length 212.07 meters, right side. Next, at station 2 plus 740 to station 2 plus 780, 40 meters, right side. Next, at station 2 plus 740 to station 2 plus 780, right side, 40 meters. Next, 2 plus 960 to station 2 plus 980, right side, 20 meters. Next, at station 3 plus 150 to station 3 plus 160, left side, 10 meters. Next, at station 3 plus 500 to station 3 plus 680, both sides, 180 meters or 360 meters, both sides. And next, at station 3 plus 840 to station 3 plus 860, left side, 40 meters. Next, at station 4 plus 00 to station 4 plus 09, left side, 9 meters. Last, at station 4 plus 009 to station 4 plus 020, both sides, 11 meters. Ang total length sa itong pin sugar is 1,908.105 meters. Another scope of work, install RCPC or reinforced concrete pipe culverts using plus 4. Total quantity is 22 linear meter. Shown on the screen, the number section sa RCPC with type is 1 head wall using stone masonry. Next, later sa itong head wall is type using stone masonry. Quantity is 27.08 cubic meter. Next, schedule sa ito ang reinforced concrete pipe culverts plus 4. Post drainage at station 0 plus 43 to 48. Remove existing damage RCPC. 1 line 110 diameter by 6 linear meter. RCPC replace with 1 line 110 diameter by 30 linear meter RCPC along with stone masonry head wall on both sides. Next, at station 0 plus 87.23, remove existing damage RCPC. 1 line 110 diameter by 6 linear meter RCPC and replace 2 line new 910 mm diameter by 30 linear meter RCPC with stone masonry head wall on both sides. Next, at station 3 plus 568.04, install 1 new line 910 mm diameter by 40 linear meter RCPC with stone masonry head wall on both sides. Another scope of work, we install the rectangular concrete line canal using 3,000 PSI and for the reinforced steel is grid 40. Total length sa tuwang line canal is 852 linear meter with including 21 meter thick of foundation fee. Location sa tuwang RCPC at station 0 plus 887.93 to station 1 plus 100. A length of 212.07 meters at on left side. Next, station 3 plus 500 to station 3 plus 675, a length of 350 meters both sides. Next, station 3 plus 700 to station 3 plus 980, a length of 280 meters on left side. Next, installation with showing the rectangular concrete line canal. Ang width niya, is 0.8, height of 0.9 with a thickness of 15 meters, showing the method of line canal and wind guard. Next, there's the installation of reinforced concrete box culvert RCBC using 4,000 PSI, and for reinforced steel for 16 mm diameter and above, use grade 60, and for the 12 mm diameter and below, use grade 40. For the gravel of structural concrete, use brass grades. There is also a gravel binding 200 mm thick and 50 mm thick of lead concrete using class B. Install single barrel reinforced concrete box culvert RCBC at station 4 plus 011.37 with apron, slab, and wing wall on both sides. Ang rear span sa tuwang RCBC is 3 meters and a pillar height of 2.75 meters and a thickness of 0.3 meters. A length sa tuwang RCBC is 9.238 meters. Another scope of work, install stop protection using rotate riprap class A, a quantity of 335.2 cubic meter. Showing the screen, the details sa itong cut-off wall and sa itong weight force. Itong weight force is 100 mm diameter PVC weight force, spaced at 2,000 cm staggered. Itong end sa itong weight force, as a Peter Cloud or SAP float type. Ang katubol sa tuwag sa protection, ang width niya is 0.4 and ang height of 600 mm. For the road safety, we installed a tri-spinning marking, color white, for the center line and enclosure project. Total area is 2,025 square meter. Another scope of work, road safety, using metal girder, metal beam including post, single WB, metal beam in piece using bull nose. Ang quantity sa tuwang girder is 235 meters, and sa tuwang bull nose is 14. So that's only for the 26 LDs, 069. Next, with our ID number 26 LDs, 0070, with the project name construction of road, Barangay Asbang to Asinan, Matanao, Davao del Sur. Start 1 at 6.676 degrees north, 1 to 5.0935 degrees east. Area is 6.630 degrees north, 1 to 5.10487 degrees east, with a BC amount of 53,055,000. Contract duration 260 days. Source of fund, FY 26 Revolution Act, RA 14314, under sa Sustainable Infrastructure Project Limited Gaps or STPAP. Location sa itong project at Barangay Asinan. Share the screen. The color pink is itong project at 25 LDs, 0166. So, ito ang project is kanang color yellow. Sampay lang siya sa itong project last year. Scope of work, route system road. Length niya is 1.1 kilometer. And this is is 3.05 meters both sides or 6.1 meters. Shoulder of 1.5 meters both sides. Ang thickness of the PCCP is 250 mm thick with a tip to 20. Showing the screen the typical rejection portions of the project. Next. Feed next. There's a big shoulder, a weight of 1.5 meters both sides, and thickness of 15 meters. Total length of the big shoulder is 859.82 meters. And there's also installations for protection using coated riprap. Station location at station 2 plus 180 to station 2 plus 310, 130 meters left side. Next at station 2 plus 190 to station 2 plus 290, length is 100 meters right side. So show the screen the details sa ito ang coated riprap. Protection, katapol niyang width niya is 0.4 meters and height niya is 600 mm. Next, scope of work, installation of RCPC using class 4. Total sa RCPC is 23, using 48 diameter inches. Showing the screen, the typical sections of RCPC. Next, show the standard plan for the head walls at one stone assembly. Next, schedule sa RCPC. Post drainage, install new one line and 1,220 diameter RCPC by 12 diameter. Provide S-type stone masonry head wall with dam stone left side and stone masonry catch basin at right side at station 1 plus 400. Next, post drainage, install new one line and 1,220 mm diameter RCPC by 11 diameter. Provide S-type stone masonry head wall with dam stone on left side and stone masonry catch basin on the right side at station 1 plus 600. Rest of the work, installation of reinforced concrete line canal, rectangular. Length niya is 859.2 linear meter. Inner width niya is 0.8 meters, 0.5 meters, and height niya is 0.8 meters. Using itong concrete is 3,000 PSI, o ito ang reverse is 40. Sa risk of work, for the road safety, we install victorized thermoplastic pivot parking, color white for the center line and edge lines of the project. So that's only for the roads, 56 LDs responsibility.
Okay, good morning everyone. Let's proceed to the building projects for today's PBIT conference. Okay, for our first project, the contract ID number 26LD0007, the contract name Construction of Multipurpose Building Gymnasium, Barangay Inawayan, Davao del Sur, in appropriation amount of 8 million pesos, the ADC amount of 7,920,000 pesos, the contract duration of 105 calendar days, funded under 2026 GAA or RA 12314. So here's the typical perspective of our gymnasium. This project is a complete project. So our project will be located at Barangay Inawayan. Here's our vicinity map and the condition of the site. Next, the LGU provided the deed of donation for lot ownership. Here's our site development plan for the project, which is right beside the one-way church. Next. So this project includes a 15 by 28 meter play court. Also, it includes a stage, 3-tier bleachers around the gymnasium, and and canopy, then suspended board and ring. Next, here's the typical elevation of our gymnasium. Next. So our project, our gymnasium consists of a metal truss structure, and for the pedestal we use a grade 6 and grade 4 reinforcing steel bars. Then for purlins we use 2 mm thick by 50 by 150 mm rectangular tube. Here's the summary of quantities for the project, which includes the following. Of course, the general requirements, which includes the permits and appearances, earthwork, reinforced concrete, which the 3,000 and the 4,000 PSI structural concrete, and the grade 40 and the grade 60 reinforcing steel bar. The finishing under civil works, we have the masonry works, finishing works, which includes a reflective insulation, paint works, roof framing and roofing works. Then for the plumbing or sanitary works, it includes the stone drainage and downspout and the catch basin, then electrical works. That's it for the 26LD0007. For 26LD0152, the contract name Construction of Multipurpose Building Gymnasium, Barangay Bunot, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, an appropriation amount of 8 million pesos, an ADC amount of 7,920,000 pesos, the contract duration 105 calendar days, funded under 2026 GAA RA 12314. Again, our typical perspective for the gymnasium, which is a complete structure. So the project will be located at Barangay Bunot, Kiblawan. Here's the vicinity map and the geotag photo for the project. The LGU provided an original certificate of title for the lot ownership. Next, here's a site development plan, which will be right beside an existing DPWH building. Next, so for the scope of work for the project, it includes the 15 by 28 play court, a stage, 3-tier bleachers around the gymnasium, then canopy, the suspended board and ring. Next, here's the typical elevation for the gymnasium, showing the canopy and the bleachers. Next, then the right side and the left side elevation. Next, for the structural component of the gymnasium, we have the metal truss structure, and for the substructure, we use a pedestal, reinforced concrete pedestal with a weight 60 and grade 40 reinforced steel bars, then 2 mm thick by 50 by 150 mm rectangular tube for the purlins. And here's the summary of quantities for the project. Again, a typical summary or quantities. You may review the details thoroughly through the uploaded version of the live broadcast. Next, for 26LD0160, with the contract name Construction of Multipurpose Building, Covered Court, Barangay Malabang, Agunay, Davao del Sur, with appropriation amount of 8 million pesos, an ABC amount of 7,920,000 pesos, contract duration of 105 calendar days, funded under 2026 GA or RA 12314. Again, typical gymnasium perspective of the gymnasium. There's also a covered court. Next, here's the vicinity map of the project and the geotophoto of the site condition for the project to be done. Next, the LG provided a determination for the lot ownership. Here's the details. Next, here's the site development plan for the project, which is right along an old basketball court. Next, so again, the typical floor plan for the project. It includes the 15 by 28 play court, the stage, the 3-tier bleachers around the gymnasium with canopy and a suspended board and ring. Here's the typical elevation for the project. Next. Okay, next. So again, the typical structure component of the gymnasium, which includes the metal truss structure, then the reinforced concrete pedestal, and the purlins with the same specifications mentioned from the previous projects. Here's a summary of quantities. Okay. Again, a typical summary of quantities. We have you may review these details with the live broadcast, uploaded live broadcast. For contract ID 26LD0164, for the contract name Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Santo Niño, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, an appropriation amount of 5 million pesos, an ABC amount of 4,950,000 pesos, with a contract duration of 90 calendar days, funded under GAA 2026 or RA 12314. Here's the vicinity map of the project, showing some old existing buildings. Next, so the LG provided deed of donation, deed of absolucy, and certificate of title for the block ownership. Next, so for the site development plan, it will be right beside an old concrete building near the Barangay Health Center. Next, here's a typical perspective of the Barangay Hall. A one-story building. Next, so for the floor plan, we have a total floor area of 120 square meters or 15 by 8 dimension. With the spaces provided are the following: the main entrance, the lobby, the clerical office, toilet or the PWH room, a pantry, a session hall, and a head office, the necessary extensions. So the building would mainly compose of reinforced concrete and beams and steel trusses for the roofing or roof framing. Next, here is a detail of the roof framing, which is composed of angle bars mainly. Next, for summary of quantities, it includes the following: the general requirements, which of course the permits and the clearances. The earthwork, which includes the clearing and grabbing, the individual removal of tree for, in this case. Then the under reinforced concrete, we have the 3,000 and 4,000 PSI structural concrete, then the weight 40 and the weight 60 reinforcing steel bars. Then under finishing under civil works, we have the thermal control works for the wood preservative, masonry works for the CHB or the walling, Fabricated materials, which includes the doors and windows. Then for the finishing works, we have the tile works and the ceiling. Paint works for the whole project, for the walls. Then roof framing and roofing works. Plumbing, which includes the catch basin, the sewer, and the cold water line works. Storm drainage, and septic hole and plumbing fixtures. Of course, electrical works. Then under the mechanical works, we include the air conditioning system. That's it for that project. For contract ID 26LD0165, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Bonifacio, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, appropriation amount of 5 million pesos, and an ABC amount of 4,950,000 pesos, with a contract duration of 90 calendar days, funded under 2096 GAA or RA 12314. So again, our project will be located at Barangay Bonifacio, Kiblawan. Use the vicinity map. You should write at their barangay site. Next, so here's the deed of absolute sale provided by the LGU for the lot ownership. Next, here's the site development plan. You should write in front of the daycare center, existing daycare center. Here's the existing geotag photo or the site condition. Here's our perspective of the typical barangay hall building, a one-story building. Next, again, same floor plan with a 15 by 8 dimensions, or total for 420 square meters, and spaces provided are the lobby, the main entrance, a staff or clerical office, the PWD toilet room, pantry, session hall, head office, and a service entrance. Again, the building is a complete structure with mainly composed of reinforced concrete columns and beams, then steel trusses. For the roof framing, next, typical roof framing details. So here's a summary of contents for the project. Also, again, includes the general requirements, the permits and clearances. And for this case, we only have embankment for the earthwork, then the 3,000, 4,000 PSI, and grade 40 and grade 60 reinforcing steel bar for the reinforced concrete. Under finishing and other civil works, we have the thermal control works for the wood preservative, masonry works, fabricated materials such as the doors and the windows, finishing works such as the tile works and the ceiling, painting works, roof framing and roofing works, plumbing or sanitary works, which includes the storm drainage and downspout, the sewer line and the cold water line, catch basin, plumbing fixtures, electrical works, the mechanical works, which includes the air conditioning system. You may review these details thoroughly with the uploaded live version. That's all for the building projects.
For agenda number 1B, the requirement of bidding documents, including instruction to bidders, general condition of contract, special condition of contract, specifications, drawings, bill of quantities and forms. And agenda number 1C, documents to be submitted by the bidders. And agenda number 1D, the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. This is to be discussed by Engineer Achilles Remy Bunot.
Certificate. Second, special PCAB license and registration in case of joint venture. Third, Statement of all documents comprising the bid. The first bid envelope shall contain the following technical documents, including the eligibility documents. First, valid PhilJIP's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR of RA 12009. QR code must be clear and readable. Failure of the bidder to update its PhilJIP certificate of registration with the current and updated supporting documents shall result in the automatic suspension of the bidder's certificate. Second, special PCAB license and registration in case of joint venture. Third, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Failure by the bidder to disclose all ongoing government and private contracts leads to automatic disqualification and potential blacklisting for misrepresentation. Use the prescribed template provided in the bidding documents. Attachments: 1. Copy of notice of award and/or contract. 2. Copy of notice to proceed issued by the project owner. And 3. Copy of certificate of accomplishment signed by the project owner or authorized representative. In case of no ongoing contract, the bidder shall submit this duly signed form and indicate no ongoing contracts under the column number 1. Dual purpose of the statement all ongoing contracts. It is relevant in relation to the computation of the NFCC formula. The value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of ongoing contracts will be deducted from the product of the current assets minus liabilities multiplied by 15. Hence, for the procuring entity to determine the correct computation of the NFCC, the bidder shall declare all of its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. The statement of all ongoing government and private contracts still has its significance in relation to the verification on the bidder's performance in its ongoing contracts during post-qualification process. Fourth, statement of single largest completed contract, or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, in accordance with instructions to bidders, clause 5.5. SLCC must be equivalent at least 50% of the ABC. Use the prescribed template provided in the bidding documents. Attachments: 1. Copy of contract. 2. Copy of certificate of completion. And 3. Copy of certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the constructor's performance evaluation system. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Fifth, net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC computation, in accordance with instructions to bidders, clause 5.6. Computation as follows: current assets minus current liabilities multiplied by 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contract to be bid. NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC. Use the prescribed template provided in the bidding documents. Attachments: 1. Copy of latest audited financial statement, or AFS, and 2. Copy of proof of receipt for AFS submitted to the BIR. Confirmation receipt for online submission, or BIR received stamp for manual submission. 6th, joint venture agreement, if applicable. Joint ventures may participate, provided that the primary purpose of each member must be similar or related to the requirements of the project. Each member of the joint venture shall jointly and severally liable to the procuring entity in case of breach or failure to comply with the requirements of the project. 7th, bid security in the prescribed form and amount in accordance with instructions to bidders, clause 16, and validity period under clause 15. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration, or any of the following: the amount of not less than 2% of the ABC if bid security is in cash, the amount of not less than 5% of the ABC if bid security is in surety bond. Bids and bid security shall be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. 8th, project requirements, which shall include the following: 1. Organizational chart for the contract. Use the prescribed template provided in the bidding documents. 2. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. These personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the bid data sheet. Use the prescribed template provided in the bidding documents, attachments, letter of nominee, notarized certificate of employment, biodata, copy of PRC ID, PTR, TIN, and certificate of accreditation and/or training. Key personnel, particularly the project manager, project engineer, and materials engineer, must be different persons. Accredited safety officer, required upon issuance of notice of award, subject to Department Order Number 35, Series of 2021. First aider with certificate of training issued by the Red Cross in compliance to Department of Labor and Employment requirements for the approval of construction safety and health program required upon issuance of notice of award, subject to Department Order Number 35, Series of 2021. Compliance to DOLE Department Order Number 252, Series of 2025. Revised implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act Number 11058, entitled An Act Strengthening Compliance with Occupational Safety and Health Standards and Providing Penalties for Violations thereof. 3. List of contractors' major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported. Department Order Number 110, Series of 2024. The second bid page certificate, whichever is applicable. 5. Latest General Information Sheet, or GIS, reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission for corporations. 6. ISO 9001-2015 certification, or its latest version, as applicable, in compliance with Department Order Number 110, Series of 2024. The second bid envelope or the financial component shall contain the following. 1. Bid form. 2. Bid prices in the bill of quantities. 3. Detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And 4. Cash flow by quarter. Use the prescribed template provided in the bidding documents. Format and signing of bids. Bidders shall submit their bids through their duly authorized representative using the appropriate forms provided in Section 9 Philippines, bidding documents related forms on or before the deadline specified in the ITB Clause 19 in 2 separate sealed bid envelopes, which shall be submitted simultaneously, whether through manual or online electronic submission. The first envelope shall contain the technical component of the bid, including eligibility requirements under ITB Clause 12, and the second envelope shall contain the financial component of the bid. Forms as mentioned in ITB Clause 17.1 must be completed without any alterations to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities, under Section 9 hereof, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be a ground for the rejection of the bid. Any insertions, erasures, or overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Sealing and marking date and bid in accordance with ITB Clause 19. Newly submitted bid envelopes that are not properly sealed and marked as required in the documents, same shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such conditions submitted. On the other hand, unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes, or bids that cannot be opened or corrupted in case of online submission, shall be rejected. The Bids and Awards Committee shall assume no responsibility for misplaced or lost contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid, or for its premature opening. Bid documents must be prepared on A4 size paper and properly labeled with ear tag, matching those on the checklist. All supporting documents, photocopied from the original, shall be legibly readable and will be authenticated as needed during the post-qualification process. Illustration for the sealing and marking of bids. Electronic bids _ Davao del Sur at dpwh.gov.ph. Bidder's responsibilities. The bidder, by the act of submitting its bid, shall be deemed to have inspected the site, determined the general characteristics of the contract works and the conditions for this project, and examine all instructions, forms, terms, and project requirements in the bidding documents. Further, the bidder shall bear all costs associated with the preparation and submission of its bid. The procuring entity shall in no case be responsible or liable for those costs, regardless of the conduct or outcome of the bidding process. Furthermore, the bidder should be aware that the procuring entity will accept bids only from those that have paid the applicable fee for the bidding documents at the office indicated in the invitation to bid. Clarifications and amendment of bidding documents. Prospective bidders may request for clarifications on and/or interpretation of any part of the bidding documents. Such requests must be in writing and submitted to the Bids and Awards Committee of the procuring entity at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. Supplemental bid bulletins may also be issued upon the procuring entity's initiative for purposes of clarifying or modifying any provision of the bidding documents not later than 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. It shall be the responsibility of all prospective bidders, including those who have properly secured the bidding documents, to inquire and secure supplemental bid bulletins that may be issued by the Bids and Awards Committee. Eligibility criteria, evaluation. Eligibility criteria shall be in accordance with Section 52.4.2 of the IRR of RA 12009. Eligibility evaluation for the procurement of locally funded civil works contracts shall be conducted electronically using the Civil Works Registry, pursuant to Department Order Number 64, Series of 2012. Contractors who wish to participate in the bidding are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works Application, or CWA, at the Procurement Service, 5th floor DPWH Building, Bonifacio Drive, Port Area, Manila. While those already enrolled shall keep their records current and updated. Preliminary examination of bids. The Bids and Awards Committee shall open the bids in public immediately after the deadline for submission and receipt of bids, as specified in the bid data sheet. In case the bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to justifiable reasons, the Bids and Awards Committee shall take custody of the submitted bids and reschedule the opening of bids on the next working day, or at the soonest possible time, through the issuance of notice of postponement to be posted on the PhilJeps and DPWH websites. The Bids and Awards Committee shall open the technical and financial proposals on the same day. The bidders or their duly authorized representatives may attend the opening of bids. Detailed evaluation and comparison of bids. The procuring entity's evaluation of bids shall be based on the bid price quoted in the bid form, which includes the bill of quantities. The procuring entity will undertake the detailed evaluation and comparison of the bids which have passed the opening and preliminary examination of bids to determine the lowest calculated bid, or LCB. The Bids and Awards Committee shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria considering the following. A. Completeness of the bid. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bid data sheet shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. B. Arithmetical corrections. The BAG shall consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include in their bids the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be the basis for the bid evaluation and comparison. Post-qualification. The BAC shall determine to its satisfaction whether the bidder that is evaluated as having submitted the lowest calculated bid complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions specified in ITB Clause 5 and 12. The determination shall be based upon an examination of the documentary evidence of the bidder's qualifications submitted pursuant to ITB Clause 12, as well as other information as the procuring entity deems necessary and appropriate, using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion, which shall be completed within a period of 12 calendar days. If the BAC determines that the bidder with the LCB Contract in the following situations. A, if it has reasonable grounds to believe that a misrepresentation has been made by the said bidder. Or B, if it has reasonable grounds to believe that there has been a change in the bidder's capability to undertake the project from the time it submitted its eligibility requirements. Should such review uncover any misrepresentation made in the eligibility and bidding requirements, statements or documents, or any changes in the situation of the bidder which will adversely affect its capability to undertake the project so that it no longer meets the prescribed eligibility or bid evaluation criteria, the procuring entity shall consider the said bidder as ineligible and disqualify it from participating further in the bidding process or being awarded the contract. Award of contract. The head of the procuring entity shall award the contract to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated responsive bid, or LCRB. The procuring entity shall notify the winning bidder in writing that its bid has been accepted through a notice of award duly received by the bidder or its representative personally. End of presentation. Thank you.
Okay. So for the key personnel requirements, one project manager with 5 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience. For the project engineer, DPWH accredited project engineer, no minimum required experience. For materials engineer, DPWH accredited materials engineer, no minimum required experience. For foreman, 5 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience. For safety officer with course training, no minimum required experience. For first aider, no minimum required experience. For ISO 9001-2015 certification, applicable for projects with an ABC of 30 million and above, or pickup license with a size range of medium A, medium B, large A, and large B. And the notice of award will only be issued upon receipt of the approved special allotment, release order, or SARO, and authorized allotment for the project. That's all, Madam Chair.
Any questions or comments from the interested bidders and other representatives of procuring entity? Any questions? So if none, so let's proceed to agenda number 3, the other matters. It is informed to the interested bidders that cancellation of order of payment is not allowed without justification and valid reason, and also all bidders sending the representative must acquire a special power of attorney, SPA, and should be specific to the project they wanted to participate. For agenda number 4, the summary proceedings, including supplemental and bid bulletins, to be discussed by Engineer Achilles Remy Bunot.
No supplemental bulletins have been issued as of this statement.
So if none, the pre-bid conference adjourned at exactly 11:13 p.m.